been on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Listen, pregame, Super Bowl time. Oh my gosh, this stream is being powered by Locker. You remember our good friends Locker, ladies and gentlemen? Well, they have a huge free contest that you get to take advantage of. All right, I'm gonna put the QR code on the screen. It is free. Get into it right now, okay? Before all the space is filled, before the game. 1,000 spots is almost 700. But here's the thing. They have a first half contest and a second half contest, and you can actually get in both of them. Okay, you could get in both of those contests if you want. So the first one is first half. All right, go ahead and join that game now. And the second one contest is second half. So again, this is your opportunity. You are allowed to play in both contests, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here is the QR code. I'm going to leave it up for about 1 minute. All you have to do is get your camera, put it on the QR code. It'll help you download. If you have an Apple phone, you can go ahead and download it. Take advantage of that opportunity. These are free. You don't need to put a penny in, but you can actually win money. Okay, you don't have to put a cent into the contest, but you can win money from it. Okay. And if you like the game, you can play some of the paid games in the future if you like. All right. So again, QR code on the screen. Locker contest is starting in 41 minutes. Now you can download the second. You can join both of them, first half and second half. The 5,000 one is already sold out. That one was for money. All right. But these are the free ones. Okay. So take advantage of the opportunity now. Locker, all right, and play against me. Y'all already know I'll be in the room. All right. They also have pregame picks. So let me see. I thought I did my pregame picks. Yeah, I already did. If they're giving you a chance to get points early by giving some pregame picks. All right. If you do sign up, when you get in the chat, let them know TD sent you here in the chat. All right. Awesome. View pregame picks. Who will score the first offensive touchdown for the 49ers in the first half? I went with George Kittle. Who will score the first offensive touchdown for the Chiefs during the first half? I went with Travis Kelce. And which quarterback will throw the longest reception to a receiver during the first half? I went with Patrick Mahomes. Will the 49ers or Chiefs return a kickoff or punt for a touchdown? I put no for 100 points, but yes gets 1,000 points. It's not happening in the Super Bowl, but I want to go back real quick. I'm starting to rethink this quarterback throwing the longest reception, because technically, even if Brock Purdy throws a 5-yard bubble screen, it could go for 80 and get it. I'm going to stick with Mahomes. On that one. Let me see here. Let me get that off. We already got that one. All right. I got my pregame picks in. So go ahead and sign up for it now. Take advantage of the opportunity. Locker. All right. Get in the game. All right. So before the game starts, I wanted to talk to you guys because we got like 20 minutes on this show. And then I'm going to go to the Super Bowl stream. Ladies and gentlemen, every year, from the day after the Super Bowl all the way up until this day of the Super Bowl. Last year, the day after the Super Bowl, up to this point, is when every team in the NFL does all they can to be competitive, to be in the big game. When you look at these teams, they try to get their, first and foremost, make sure their coaching staffs are straight, which is a huge part of a team, because without the right coaches, the message doesn't come across the right way, the motivation isn't received the right way, and the accountability isn't being given the right way. After they find out who the coaches are, they start to get their books in order financially to get ready for free agency. And they do all they can to put themselves in a position not only to compete next year, but set themselves up for long-term success. And right after that point, free agency starts. They lose certain players, they gain new players, all with the vision of getting to the Super Bowl, putting together that nucleus that's going to have them in the big game. And right after that, they are starting to prepare for the draft, bringing in the young future stars of the league, hoping that they could not only hit in the early rounds, but turn nothing into something in the later rounds. All in efforts to find guys that can help them win the ultimate goal, which is a Super Bowl. After that, they're going through mini camps, voluntary camps, rookie camps, doing all of those things, signing a few free agents that, at the last minute to fill the roster, to bring in and compete, undrafted players. They're doing all they can to find as much talent as they can to compete as best they can. They start training camp. They're in training camp battling it out to find the best 55 players they can. Then they're going on to try to find the best practice squad that they can. And ultimately, week one is here. And you've built your team. Putting aside that they can make moves throughout the season to make it better and or worse. That's what you have. And teams play throughout the whole season. Every team deals with adversity. Half the league lost their quarterback this year. Another quarter of the league had major injuries all throughout the roster. Some way or another, teams go through adversity every single season. Everyone's adversity is not the same. Everybody's adversity doesn't look the same. But they all go through something. And you can't choose what you go through. You just have to hope that the way you built your team is ready and able to withstand all things that can come. And here we are today, after all of that happened last year in the offseason, and the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers were the two teams that built their teams to survive no matter what happened. Now, might there have been some luck? Absolutely. Maybe their circumstance may have been better or worse. Absolutely. But they got it right, however you want to slice it. And when you take a look at these two teams, you see formulas. For the Kansas City Chiefs, they were able to adjust. This was a team that's always had a solid defense, but was led by the offense. And now that the offense doesn't have as much talent, they were able to improve the defense to offset the offense's shortcoming while also still having the best quarterback in the NFL and the second best quarterback of all time, and Patrick Mahomes. Mixed in with an elite tight end, they're consistently going to the Super Bowl. This is like their fifth or sixth AFC championship game in a row. They understand how it's done. So what do they have that no one else has? Number one, the elite of elite quarterbacks. Number two, an elite of elite tight end. Number three, a top 5 defense in the NFL. Outside of that, Everyone else is doing their job, playing their part, and it's working. Also, they have an excellent coach. When you go to the San Francisco 49ers side of the ball, what is their formula? Their formula is simple. Have one of the best defenses in the NFL, top 10. Since they don't have the elite of all elite quarterbacks, but he is a good quarterback, a really good quarterback, they offset that by having one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. They have one of the best tight ends in the NFL. They have two of the best receivers, two of the best running back. That's the formula for them. If your quarterback isn't Patrick Mahomes, then you have to have the best of the best surrounding him. And it'll allow him to shine bright. Even if he isn't the greatest. But you won't know that as long as he has everything around him. And then he's also starting to feel himself and get comfortable in his own skin to be better himself, to help the team, which is why this game is going to mean a lot for him and the San Francisco 49ers. Because if he doesn't play well, or they don't win the Super Bowl because he didn't play well, it means that their formula is a failure because they've already done this before with Jimmy Garoppolo. Some people may say, no, Purdy's not Garoppolo. Statistically, it's pretty much the same. When you go look at the year Garoppolo went to the Super Bowl versus Purdy this year, Purdy's numbers across the board are about 5% higher than Jimmy G's. But you can wipe that out and make it even because Jimmy G played one less game than Purdy. 17-game season versus 16. So the formula has been the same for San Francisco, but it's also why they've continued to have success postseason. But their downfall has always been quarterback. Even last year, took the quarterback out of the equation. They didn't even have a passer. They had the running back hiking the ball to finish a game in the playoffs. But it's always been the quarterback. So even when you put everything around the guy, it's still going to come down to, can that guy play elite football when it matters most? And I put all that together to think about my team, our team, the Miami Dolphins. And I think to myself, man, how far away or how close are we to either of these teams? And I start with San Francisco and I say we're not even close to having the offensive line they have. Why? Because even if we were close, we're allowing two of the better players on the O-line to enter free agency. And now we have to go into free agency ourselves and or the draft to replace them, which you can't replace a free agent center with Connor Williams and think they're going to be better when Connor is the highest rated center in the league. Robert Hunt isn't the best right guard in the league, but he's one of the good guards in the league. And if you can't afford him to pay the money he deserves, you're going to downgrade. Armstead only plays 11 games a season on average. That is what it is. So I don't see a path to have an O-line as good as San Francisco's. Unless we just knock it out of the park in the draft, but we got so many holes to fill. Then I say they have the best running back in the game. But I think to myself, we kind of do too. I feel like if Achane didn't get hurt, he would have been right up there with McCaffrey from a number standpoint. Mostert would have been even higher as well. So I like our running back group. Wide receivers, we're comparable, but our defense isn't the same as San Francisco's, in my opinion. We have a lot of talent, but that talent ain't just quite there. And now we're going to allow a lot of those same guys to enter free agency, like Christian Wilkins. We may even cut Xavier Howard, which I ain't mad at because, yeah. Deshaun Elliott, Brandon Jones. What are they going to do about Jerome Baker's contract? So, last thing for the 49ers, they have a better quarterback than us. Although Brock Purdy is a guy who does benefit from the team around him, he makes more plays than our guy when things are breaking down. He can make all the throws on the field. He doesn't have as much of an issue throwing outside the numbers. He can improvise. He can make plays off script. Now, Tua can do all those things that I just said as well, but there's levels to this. Brock Purdy does it on a higher level than him. Brock Purdy does it more often than him. I think what we have to get away from in all of these conversations is saying what someone can and can't do. All quarterbacks can do everything, but how frequently, how efficiently, at what rate? Every quarterback can scramble and extend the play, but one guy may do it several times a game. The other guy may do it once or twice a game. So that's what it really comes down to. And on the flip side of that, when I look at the Kansas City Chiefs, we have a better collective roster than them, in my opinion. Yeah, they have a great defense. And that's by committee, by the way. Like, they got a whole bunch of 7 and 8s. And we have a good defense too. Theirs is better, but theirs is more schematically better. They know how to attack quarterbacks' weaknesses, as we just saw on film in that playoff game. If you haven't checked it out yet, go check out the playoff film. There's 3 videos, part 1, part 2, part 3, film study. Go check it out. We break down the Chiefs playoff game. Next is the Buffalo game, last game of the season. We're going to work on that this week. But yeah, they know how to scheme against quarterbacks better than we know how to scheme against quarterbacks. And they have an elite tight end. We don't. We have a much more superior run game than them, but they're just as effective with Pacheco and company. Wide receiver core, it's not even close. But they're more effective than us with their wide receiver core in the big games. Quarterback, there is no comparison. Holistically, we got a better roster than the Chiefs. Even healthy. And people think we lost because we were unhealthy. I believe we would have still have lost the game had we been 100% healthy from top to bottom. Our health was not going to help us score more than 7 points in that game. And when I say healthy, I'm not talking about, Tyreek and Waddle at 100% and Achane, they were only at 80 or whatever. If you're on the field, you are healthy. If you're on the field, you have enough in you to play through whatever you're dealing with, because trust me, What isn't talked about is how many Kansas City Chief players played through their ailments in that game. So the notion of, oh, but if they were 100%, you're not going to be that once you cross week 4 or 5 of the season. Like almost nobody's going to be that. So all of that leads me to say, how do you beat a team like the Chiefs? Because we were more healthy the first time we played them and we still lost. How do we beat a team like the Chiefs? Who knows all of the quarterback's weaknesses and attack them, as we saw on film? How do you beat a team? How do you get over the hump and beat a team like that? And then next year, it's going to be more teams to worry about. They won't even be the end all be. Right now, the Dolphins have to say, how can we beat the Chiefs? How can we beat Baltimore? Truth be told, how in the heck can we beat Buffalo? That's 3 teams. How can we beat the Bengals? How? How can we beat the Jets when Aaron Rodgers comes? How can we beat the Browns? You might be asking next year, how in the heck can we beat the Texans? We caught the AFC in a down year. We don't think about that a lot. How we caught the AFC in a down year. We didn't have to worry about the Jets in our own division because of their quarterback situation. And we all know Aaron Rodgers would have made life a lot better for them. All they needed was average quarterback play to be a better team to get 2 to 3 more wins. Average. We lucked out with the Bengals situation. We lucked out with the Browns situation. We lucked out with Trevor Lawrence's situation, his injury. The reason why I say we lucked out is because we lost the division. We would have been a wild card team. 1 or 2 of those teams could have very well have had 11 wins just like us and knocked us out. One of those teams could have had 11 wins just as easy and knocked us out. I just hope we can get close to having as good of a roster that we had the previous year. This year, or that's ending today. I just hope that we can come close to having a roster as good as we had this year. Because we might be looking at life without Hunt, Connor, and Christian Wilkins. And a few guys like Deshaun Elliott, Brandon Jones, David Long. People don't understand the revamp we're kind of about to go through. And it might be a little bit lesser of a roster. Maybe to keep 1 or 2 guys, but we'll see how it turns out. But we're going to watch this Super Bowl today, and we're going to start making judgments and stuff off of what we see. There's a lot on the line for our system and everything with Purdy. But I also don't like people trying to compare if San Francisco wins with Purdy, then we can do it. It's not the same. It's not the same. We don't have the O-line they have, and we don't have the quarterback they have in big games. See, it's one thing when you say, take away the stuff away from Purdy, he's no good. That's fair. Okay? But one thing you can't say about Purdy, when he does have his weapons against the good teams, he's there to play. And he ain't losing the game. And on our team, even with our weapons, if it's against another good team, we fall. That's the difference of people that want to ignore the difference with Tua and Purdy. Well, if you take away Purdy weapons, he won't be that good. I'll give you that. Just like if you take away Tua weapons, he wouldn't be that good. But at least Purdy's showing up and balling out when he does have his weapons against better competition. Our guy isn't when it comes to better competition. It's going to be a good game. Put it in the chat right now. Who do you have in this game? Put it in the chat right now. Who do you have in this game? Let me know what you think. San Francisco is favored by 1.5 points right now. And everybody going Chiefs. Ain't it hard to pick against them? I feel like San Francisco is going to win, but I'm picking Chiefs just because I've learned my lesson. And maybe right when you learn your lesson, that's when you're wrong again. I believe San Francisco will get over the hump, but I'm going Chiefs. They are not going to miss out on that Taylor Swift Kelsey kiss on the back end. They are not going to miss out on Travis Kelce proposing after the game. It's something crazy, right? You never know. Man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Another season is in the books. Tomorrow starts the new season for me. This is officially another season in the books. Love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all that you've done for me, my family this season. I'm so grateful. I will see y'all during the game stream. I'm going to fire that up in like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, because we're going to be playing the contest together with Locker, okay? Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. No matter what, it's fins up. Whether we agree or disagree with the direction of the team, it's fins up no matter what. And we're going to keep doing what we do and stay here talking about it. I'll see y'all in a few minutes. And for those who can't watch, y'all enjoy your Super Bowl, man. Peace. It's your boy TD. I'm out.